So, what are your thoughts on sharing your work online and getting design feedback from the general public?
Yeah, I've always kind of steered away from it, to be honest with you. I've never really shared my work with the design public. So, I mean, I think I did years ago. I used to use one of these like similar to Dribble and Behance, one of those kind of websites. And generally, the feedback I got, I can't remember what work it was. I just put it up once just to see what people were thinking. And yeah, it was kind of like positive. The feedback was positive. But then I saw other people's work and I saw the kind of negativity surrounding people's work and stuff, and the comments that were coming out from other designers, and it was getting a bit a bit crazy. And I thought, well, I'm not really up for that. So I didn't share any work again. I mean, I didn't get any negative feedback on my work on the piece that I shared, but I could see the toxicity behind it, and it can really kind of put you off. So I just thought I won't do it again. But I've seen other people's work being shared, and I've seen comments and constructive criticism and just general criticism. Like I don't like it, that kind of stuff. Um, I think it's probably a good idea for designers, who are out there, people developing their skills and who are trying to get into the industry, like we talked about in our last episode. It's probably good for them. But I've seen it, and I've kind of like, yeah, I just stay away from it.
Do you think that there's some merit to it as well, where you can get some opinions, and even if they are negative opinions,
Yeah.
they may be, you know, on points which you overlooked,
Mm, mm.
which could eventually lead to an overall better design.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with that. That makes sense. What I tend to do is I generally, I pass like a design that I've just done, let's just say for a website or something. I'll give it to a designer that I know that I've probably been working with recently, and just get their sort of feedback on stuff, maybe.
Okay, so narrowing your feedback circle, basically.
Yeah, I'm not giving it to a wider audience. And then if I get any negativity from that, then that's kind of cool. I'll kind of accept it and take it on board, and then maybe execute any kind of like feedback that's been given to me. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because the biggest downside of showing your work to the general public is that they don't get the full context of why you made certain design choices, or even the design process necessarily. Well, sometimes you might be able to share some of that as well, but
yeah,
all the steps taken to lead up to your final product, um, and that can it can go both ways. People could just love it straight away. People a lot of the time, if it's an existing product that people are familiar with, or existing logo that people are familiar with, it's generally going to be a bit of backlash first. But eventually, people may come around.
yeah. I think yeah, if you've got something that's been out there in the public domain for a while, it's people are used to it, and they've accepted that as the look and feel of that particular brand. And then if someone comes around and starts to mess around with it, and people get a little bit annoyed and wound up about it. Not designers. Like for designers is another thing we'll talk about in a second. But the general public itself, like when you ask them about their take on certain changes made to branding and stuff, they'll just say things like I don't like it, and but no reasoning behind it. I preferred how it was before.
You get familiar with something, and then
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
really appreciate when it's changed.
Mm,
Yeah, because there's been quite a few of these sort of high profile redesigns over the past few years, which
yeah,
have caused
yeah,
loads of backlash. Um, the most recent one I can think of was probably Slack,
yeah,
but there's been like Gap have done it, Uber, Medium, Instagram was a big one,
yeah. That was
and
huge.
they've all had a lot of negative feedback, and they've all then had different outcomes as well. So I mean,
Mm,
you probably, if you're listening to this, you're probably familiar with the Gap redesign. It wasn't a massive publicity one because it was only a very short, over a short time.
mm.
But what Gap did is a few years ago they crowdsourced a new logo. So I don't know if it was like a competition or they just put it out there, like we're looking for a new logo, and we're open to sort of public opinions on it. And what they ended up with, they ended up going with and pushing live was this basically the word Gap written in Helvetica, just capital G, lowercase a, and a P.
Yeah.
And then behind it had this like faded blue square, which was completely different to anything that they had before.
Yeah.
And it just seemed really amateur, really like it seemed like a joke, really. Like they were just pulling our leg. It wasn't April 1st or anything. And they pushed it out as their main logo. Obviously, they had loads of backlash on it.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
were familiar with the existing Gap branding. You know, it's pretty iconic, recognizable all over the world. And then within a day or two, maybe at the most, they reverted back to the old one, and they just basically
There you go.
swept it under the rug, like as if it never happened. But you know, the internet never forgets.
Exactly. Yeah. It never forgets, does it? Yeah. I just saw that now. I had no idea. And I was like, what the hell were they thinking? But now that you mentioned that it was, crowdsourced kind of thing, then yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was an experiment, wasn't it? And it just backfired completely.
Yeah.
But then, you know, obviously Gap they completely did a 180 and went back. But then there's other companies like Instagram. When they changed theirs, they had their original branding, their sort of their camera icon.
The camera icon, yeah. That brown and
Yeah, the
yeah.
brown camera icon. See, it's even hard to describe what it is now because
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, their new branding, which is this sort of colorful one, has become the norm now. It's hard to even remember what the old one looked like. But when it first changed, because it was so different, I remember like Twitter was just going mad for days and days. People complaining about it, people parodying it, and yeah, it must be quite hard being the designers at Instagram who have put in, you know, however many months, weeks or months doing that rebrand, and then everyone just basically saying no, we don't like it, change it back, change it
Yeah.
back, or
I liked it because of the simplicity of it, and it's flat and it's just it's just clean. I really liked it, and because the old one was like very, yeah, it was brown for God's sake, and it was just too intricate and detailed. There's a lot going on with the little camera in there and stuff, and
yeah.
yeah, I quite
I think
liked
it came
it.
down to timing as well, because the thing is, a lot of companies were going flat
Yeah,
by
that's
then
right.
anyway, and Instagram was one of the ones that still hadn't, and it almost felt like they're holding on to their roots. You know, they don't want to change it. They're going to stick by the guns and keep their classic look, no matter what the industry is doing.
Yeah,
And then when they did change it, they were completely went crazy because they then became the most colorful logo on your phone, while everyone else had like a single color in the background, or a lot of them were having white backgrounds on their icons.
yeah,
Instagram just sort of flipped it on its head. So, but now it's the norm, and now you know so many other companies are doing similar things with a lot of color, and
yeah,
eventually it becomes the norm.
yeah. I think yeah, the designer behind that, I don't know who it was. Was it whether it was an agency, or if it was internal, or but I'm pretty sure they must have had a lot of they must have had like a focus group around that, and loads of different concepts and ideas put to the table, and that whole process. I'm guessing,
Yeah.
but
See, that's the
whoever,
thing. We don't see none of that. Not
yeah,
necessarily. Not necessarily. Anyway, we might see like a press release or a case study which has the best of their rebrand. You know, the best concepts that they went through, or you know, some nicely composed photos of people storyboarding and stuff like that. But you don't see the the day to day sort of pressure that the company's under to sort of do something, or
yeah, yeah. I would have loved to see seen the comments on that. Like if that was like uploaded to Behance or Dribble or a similar kind of site, I would have loved to seen the comments.
if it was like a uploaded for feedback before
Yeah,
it
yeah,
went
yeah.
live. Yeah, that would have been interesting. And I wonder if they would have stuck by the guns or gone for something completely different if they had some public opinion along the way.
That'd have been interesting to find out. I've seen people do their conceptual kind of redesigns of like brands. I don't know if you've seen that kind of stuff. Like they'll
Yeah,
put it
yeah,
on
these sort of
Instagram.
unsolicited redesigns.
Yeah, yeah, that kind of stuff. And I've seen the feedback on that. And again, it's like cringe, man. It just makes me like I just switch off. I just don't want to read the comments.
Yeah, I mean some of them are really good. Some of the designs are really good, but
Yeah,
you know, you can't in these contexts as well. Because like it's very hard to then take a website like, I don't know, take Facebook for example. If you were to go and do a redesign of that, there's so many things you could improve in the UX of Facebook,
Yeah, yeah.
but Facebook is the way it is for certain reasons,
There's reasons
and
behind
without
it.
being
Yeah,
an insider, you're not going to know those reasons, and you can't really say, oh, you should change this or you should make your logo green, whatever,
yeah,
because that's just an aesthetic thing. There's deeper reasonings behind things as well that you need to consider.
yeah. Definitely, there's a science behind it, and that's the reasoning, behind why it is the way it is. But yeah, you can imagine being the part of the design team at Facebook, and because as users of Facebook, we see these subtle changes released here and there. The smallest thing, and you'll pick up on it. Like the header on Facebook pages have become slightly bigger, or they become slightly smaller, and the layouts change slightly as well. So you pick up on these small changes here and there, and and as a designer, I get it. It makes sense, but then you see that I've seen the backlash from people, from owners of pages, like oh my god, why did they do that? Why have you changed the layout? Like, I can't find this link anymore, or I can't find the options or the settings. And one example is the Facebook Business Manager. So they're constantly changing it, and it was such a simple tool to use before, and now it's like you need a bloody master's to use the damn thing. It's just all over the place. I guess there's a reason behind that.
Yeah, and that's the sort of thing that they wouldn't get public feedback on,
No, no,
because they would get way too many opinions, and they'll never actually get anywhere. They need to make a decision themselves and stick with it, and just hope that people like it. And if they don't,
yeah,
they'll either stop using it or they'll get used to it.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I mean, I'm just constantly swearing at the bloody thing because I just hate it. That's my criticism there. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's going to be difficult for companies to do this. For people like for individuals who are designers who are showcasing their own work.
yeah,
I think then getting public opinion is probably okay, because
yeah,
if you are getting a lot of backlash on your designs, you're only going to get that if you're a popular brand, right?
yeah,
An independent designer who's got a small following, who's sharing their work on Behance or Dribble, they're not necessarily, they might get one or two negative feedback just from trolls, but overall they're going to get some constructive feedback at least, and most people will be there to help. It's only when you reach a certain level of popularity that's when your work really has an impact, and your changes really have an impact on people's lives, but it doesn't really impact people's lives that much.
no, no.
Yeah.
No, I've seen like another area where I've seen it is because I like my art and drawing and things like that. And there's a YouTuber that I follow, just to get some inspiration on portrait studies and drawing people's faces and things like that. And then what she does is she actually carries out critiques of people's work. Now, okay, this isn't like branding or anything. This is people's artwork, so they're learning from her, and then they attempt to draw the same portrait, and then they upload it, and then she does a critique, like a live critique. And oh my god, she destroys people.
Yeah.
Like, literally just makes you feel like I don't want to draw ever again. And it's raw, it's like, how can you be so ruthless to people you don't even know? And right, I get it, like you're teaching them art, I understand the passion behind it and the reasoning, but some of it's just really, it's just uncalled for, it's really bad. So, and and again, it's like, okay, I don't want to. I share my artwork on my Instagram page, my other Instagram page, my art one, and I don't get any kind of negative comments on my art. Everyone's just being nice, oh, I love that, that's amazing, that's really cool,
Yeah. I think it
you
goes
know.
back to this smaller circle, doesn't it? Because people on your
Yeah,
Instagram are going to be there because they like your work and they know you,
100%.
either they know you personally or they've had some sort of interaction with you, or maybe this podcast or something. So they're generally not going to be there to just, pull your chain, really, are they?
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas if you're a company and you had, thousands of customers, hundreds of thousands of customers even, then those sorts of things might get a different reception.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think it definitely depends on the size of the audience. But
Mm,
do you think that there gets a point where you're so big that no
mm.
matter what you can do, like what if Apple changed their logo? Do you think there would be a lot of negative feedback, or do you think people would just accept it because of it being Apple?
I think people kick off because Apple's a huge brand, right? And I think that's one of the brands where the general community, the people who use their products, will feel something.
Hmm.
They'll feel a bit of, they'll yeah, they'll be upset about it. I think there's a lot of people out there that don't remember the old Apple logo, the original one,
Mm.
and
Or with colors in it.
yeah, the colorful one.
Hmm.
And to forget about that, they only have this memory of the current one, how that looks, clean and simple kind of thing. So if that was to change, then all these people who use their products, they'll probably, I think it'll be negative. I think people will kick off about it.
Yeah, unless they went back to the colorful one, because then there will
Yeah,
be a nostalgia factor from people
nostalgia.
who
Yeah,
are in their 40s. I would say 40
yeah,
plus who probably remember it,
yeah,
and they'll probably welcome it. I mean, there was rumors that they were going to release the new MacBook that's just been released, the 16-inch one.
yeah. The
There
16.
was
Yeah,
rumors originally that that's going to have the colorful logo on it again, the six colors on, and there was some. I think there was like a leaked image out in the wild where someone was saying that look, it's got the colored logo on it, but it was quite a low quality image, so
right.
you couldn't really tell. But just listening to other tech podcasts, there seemed to be quite a lot of interest in that happening,
Mm.
and people were quite keen on that happening.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm thinking more like, what if they completely change their logo to like a different shape Apple or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
or
Just
just
completely changed it. Yeah,
they do little variations of their logos now and then, like for different events they'll give it
mm.
a particular sort of style for that event, but their core logo doesn't change.
Yeah, yeah,
So I wonder how it would be received if they did, because like Google, right? Obviously they changed their logo.
yeah.
Okay, it wasn't a massive change; it was a tidy up, really. But
Mm.
they're pretty much that sort of size company as well, that sort of impact.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was very negative comments about the Google logo. I think generally it was positive, but it definitely was an improvement as well. So
Yeah, it's clean, and you notice all the other tools as well, part of the Google suite. Everything's very, very consistent. And I like that. It's nice and neat. It's clean, and it's fresh. That's what I like about it. So I was positive about that. I wouldn't have any kind of negative thoughts or opinions about it. I thought that's really good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
And again, yeah, just like it's the norm now. And you look at the old logo, and it just feels really dated,
Yeah,
even though
yeah,
we sat there looking at it every day for the best part of 10 years. And now you
exactly,
just
exactly.
no, it's horrible now.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so generally, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to share your work online.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I'd advise it. Any designer out, any sort of new designer getting into the industry and stuff, I'd say yeah, do it. And any kind of like criticism, negative criticism you get on it, just take it with a pinch of salt. I'm not like
yeah,
that, right? But I'd advise you, yeah, do it. Just do it, and then you learn from that as well. If, other designers giving you tips on certain things, especially for web design. You know, um, that can be really really helpful. If you're uploading your work to like Behance or Dribble, the kind of criticism you get in there is it's constructive. It's not just someone just saying, "Well, I don't like it." That you should change the color to pink. You know, the reasoning behind it, they don't have any reasoning. And so if you go to places like that and upload your work, definitely welcome the criticism you get, because it's only going to help you develop and create better designs going forward. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. And if you are part of a larger company with a big following and you are going through a redesign, you just expect it. Expect a bit of
Mm,
negative feedback. Expect some criticism. You can't please everybody.
yeah.
You just got to sort of take it on board and just try and sift through it. Generally, the crowd goes towards a positive reaction
Yeah.
in the end,
Yeah.
and yeah, it all just becomes a norm in the end anyway. So it's all good.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right, cool. Well, I've got a few links of like other blog posts which have shown some controversial redesigns and stuff like that in the past. So I'll put some of those in the show notes. If you could dig out that YouTube channel you're saying, we'll stick that in there
Yeah,
as well.
I'll pull that one out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
that'd
be
be a good
interesting
one.
to see. But yeah, and if you've got any other opinions on this topic, or if you want to share some of your designs with us, then you can do that on Twitter at InspectFM.
Yeah, give us a critique on the Inspect FM logo.
Yeah, well, the Inspect logo had a redesign
Yeah,
about
it did, didn't it? Yeah.
just before you joined the podcast. I gave it a bit of a redesign. The website went through a redesign. Did anybody notice? Probably not.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, nobody really noticed. It was very subtle, but
No complaints.
never had any complaints about it, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you've got any criticism about it, I'd love to hear it because I like doing redesigns.
Yeah, even the site, let's just put it out there now. Let's just get people who are listening to us and just get their opinion on the site, and the logo, and how we could improve it, or anything about it that they particularly don't like, maybe.
Yeah.
Just hit us up, let us know.
Yeah, give us one good thing and one bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. And you can do that on Twitter. It's fine at InspectFM.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Before we go, have you got any recommendations this week for anything?
Recommendations. So I started broadcasting my gaming on my PlayStation 4. I've set up Twitch. So I set up a Twitch account,
Okay.
and I was playing Apex Legends, and yeah, it was just a test broadcast. I was sharing it on Twitter, and I think a few people got annoyed with me, and then I had a few people watching it. But if you're into your gaming, definitely set up a Twitch account and let the world watch you play your games. Seriously, it's so much fun when you see the numbers of people just pop up on the app, like on your phone and like in the screen when you're playing. It just feels really cool. You've got an audience watching you play the game. But the next thing I want to do is get a camera there as
Is
well.
it quite easy to get the stream running?
Very easy. Just press one button. It's built into. You just download the app on your PlayStation or your
Okay.
console, and there's a broadcast button on option within the PlayStation 4 menu,
Okay.
and it just sends it out, and you can the app on your phone picks up that you're broadcasting, and so you can stream your phone as well onto a TV and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really good.
Ah.
So if you're into your gaming and you want an audience, and you want to earn a little bit of money from it, because
People
they
donate.
you get donations through there as well. But you got to make it interesting, right? So you can't just be quiet and play. Like you got to have something about you while you're playing.
Yeah, I've never done it myself. I do watch a few other people who stream their Nintendo Switch. Like with the Switch, it's a bit more long-winded. I think you have to get like an intermediate box that you connect your Switch to,
Oh right, okay.
and then that has like a double output. One goes to your PC,
yeah,
and then you have or to your laptop, whatever, and then
Yeah.
you like accept the feed from that box, and the other feed goes to the TV
bloody hell, that's long-winded.
because the Switch doesn't have any apps on there, does it, for streaming?
Nah,
But yeah, I watched a few, and I've seen the sort of money that's coming in because it's all live, and there's people throwing hundreds of dollars at these people just for watching them play. So it's good
it
earner.
is. So yeah, I'd recommend it. If you love your gaming, get yourself a Twitch account and just broadcast and share it with the masses. Yeah.
What's your Twitch username?
It's Bad Ninja, but it's B4DNINJA. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah,
Keep an eye out for that in the show notes. I think I'll
Yeah.
watch you next time.
yeah. Wicked.
All right. I don't really have a recommendation this week. It's been one of those weeks. Been quiet, but I've got a new phone. I bought an iPhone 11 Pro.
You got the 11 Pro. Oh my god, you done it.
Yeah, I went for the smaller one. I didn't get the Max.
Yeah,
And I went for the black, the space grey or space black, whatever it's called.
that's nice. Yeah,
Had a look at the green one. I wasn't that keen on it, so I just kept it classic.
yeah.
And I went for the middle storage option, the 256 gigabyte.
Yeah, it's probably enough.
But yeah, what a phone, mate! Like,
Good, yeah.
well, I've upgraded from an iPhone 6S,
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so you've not
which
had anything in between,
was 4.5 years old or so.
right?
So since then, there's been the 7, 8, 10, 10S, and then 11. So five generations really of improvements. And the 6S had this tiny little single camera, and now I've got these like 3 big, quite large cameras on the back.
Yeah. Sport for choice
The
now,
ultra
man.
wide camera is just brilliant.
Yeah.
It just changes the way you look at photos. It's like
Wow.
all of a sudden it just opens up all this space around you
Yeah.
in your viewfinder, and it's wicked. You get some really creative angles, and you could just capture a lot more detail and then crop into it afterwards if you need to.
Nice.
But it's nice to have that option to go wide. And Face ID is brilliant. I know, like, this is old news now, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
this has all been on the iPhones now for the past couple of years, but it's all new to me.
It's all like, even all your apps now, they all require fingerprint or facial recognition now. So
Yeah.
you don't need to put in no pins or, it's brilliant. It's just,
Well, the thing is, the 6S had Touch ID on it, so I was used to doing all that, but it's so much easier with Face ID. Just
have they got rid of that now on the one that you've got? Have they got rid of Touch ID?
yeah, there's no Touch
It's
ID.
gone, isn't it? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's rumors that it may come back again one day behind the screen. Like some of the other phones have got it behind the screen. But yeah, this facial recognition, apart from when the phone's on the table and you're not sort of sitting directly above it,
Yeah.
when you're maybe leaning back in your chair a little bit, then obviously you can't see your face, but that gets a little bit annoying. But otherwise, it's fine because I have it on a mount on my car, so it sees my face all the time there.
You up. Yeah. You don't need to touch it then. Yeah. While you're driving. That's
I
pretty
don't
cool.
need to put my thumb on there. I can just tap the screen and it unlocks. So it's a lot easier to unlock it, if I need to accept a phone call or something.
Cool, man.
So yeah, it's good. It's a nice phone. I need to take a lot more photos, but the weather's gone crap now.
Yeah.
So
Well, you've got that phone now with that amazing camera, so you need to be making use of it, man. I need to see those shots as well. So yeah, just upload some of that stuff.
yeah, I'll send you some comparison ones.
Yeah.
I'll try and
definitely.
recreate some of the photos that I took on my 6S,
Yeah.
like around the house or something, and I'll show you the difference. And it's just crazy.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. So I'm enjoying it. It's good. It's a good phone.
Good stuff.
All right, cool. Let us know your opinions. Get in touch on Twitter, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah. See you then.
See ya. Thank you for listening to the show. Be sure to subscribe in your podcast player and feel free to drop a rating or review in Apple Podcasts. You can follow the show on Twitter @InspectFM and find the show notes for today's episode and a full archive of all shows over at inspect.fm.